everyone, it's Amy, and 3 weeks ago yesterday, I started cleaning up and straightening out my drawers and everything of my art room, and I am finally done, or as done as I'm going to get. There's always more things you can do, but I thought that I would give you a small tour. I'm going to do the tour in sections because I can only record 15 minutes at a time, and so there's no way I can get through it in 15 minutes. So I'm going to do it in areas. I have 5 areas in my room, and so I will show you each area in a different video. I don't know how many I'll do each day, but I'll try and get them up quickly because I want to get back to crafting. I haven't let myself craft except for working on storage areas for the last 3 weeks until I got this done. So we'll start right here. I'm standing in my dining room, and this is where you enter my art room. So as you enter my art room, here on the left-hand side, on the other side of this is my desk area. But here I have some artwork from my nephew and some different things that I like to look at with some artwork on the end from my daughter. Sorry about the lighting, but it's so gray today that I had to try and turn on all the different lights. And down here I have some artwork from my nieces. And this is a bookcase. Actually, it's 2 bookcases back to back. I have one here that faces my dining room, and then one on the other side that faces my living room. And on those I have my favorite picture, Starry Night. That's been my favorite since I was a little girl. And then here is just a desk of just things that I like to look at. I have just decorative things. I have some candy there and candy in this box. This is an old music box that I got at a second-hand store with the porcelain handles and everything. It's all taken apart, but it looks like all the parts are there, so I'm going to try and put that back together. So I have my daily devotional here, some CDs sitting here, and one from a very good friend of mine. Behind that I have my whatnot shelf, and on this shelf I have on the bottom my Madame Alexander dolls that actually come from McDonald's, but I collect them at yard sales and garage sales and stuff like that because I think they're so cute. And I have some rocks in there and just decorative things. I have some driftwood in that little basket back there. And then on my second shelf it's just all miniatures. And in my cleaning, every one of these things was taken off these shelves, washed, and put back. So, but some of these things are just small and cute. Some of them have great meaning to me. I have this bird cage I made out of the flat bird cage die cuts. And I have a little pig here to remind me of my mother. That's just kind of an inside joke. We bought her a pig when they moved up onto our farm property. We bought her a pig as a housewarming present. It was a pet for like 4 years until it got so big and kind of got mean, and then we had to, well, you know what you do with pigs. So anyways, just all different sorts of things here. I've got my little nesting dolls, an antique timer, some old cards, Campbell soup can, bank, and then the candle set back there. I got from my mom for Christmas. And then I just like the minions. I think they're cute. I have a little owl there and an acorn that I got from a challenge once. And then on this shelf, and again I apologize for the lighting, I just have a bird made out of a flower pot, a teapot in the back that I made a long time ago, an angel, my little rocking chair that I make out of clothespins, and then here are some little, these are like earrings that you put, like the head goes in the front of your ear and the behind goes on the back of your ear. There's some cats and some dogs. Grandpa likes to shop on YouTube, and we buy jewelry for less than $1. That's his thing, and it's something that entertains him, so we do it. So yeah, and there's a rock, a painted rock in the back that I got from my friend's son, a beautiful little carriage, a wax thumb. That's my thumb. I have a little perfume bottles from Sonia and a little lamp that I made. I have a English coin there from some friends that came and visited from England, and feathers and a bowl in the back. So, and then up above that, I have more little whatnots. I have some eggs that we got in Santa Barbara when my daughter and I went to visit my aunt and uncle after she graduated. Some metal pieces, mostly mini Monopoly pieces, beads, little tiny books. I love little tiny things. A carousel horse. My girls rode horses, so we tend to have a lot of horses. Just whatnots. On the very top shelf up there, I have boxed items that I don't use very often and kids' things. We'll go across at the top again, and I do go all the way. That's my ceiling. I use every bit of space that I have. Here I have some antique art books, which have the most beautiful pictures in them, and a globe, and more little whatnots. We loved to play games, so games are very big even in my art room. And a picture that I painted eons ago, and a picture of a horse that my daughter drew a long time ago. A really ugly owl that my girlfriend gave me because I don't care for owls, and so she found the funkiest one she could find and gave it to me as a gift because she knew I would have to keep it. And then those are just little birds and butterflies on clips, a vintage Monopoly game, little toy, and some bird salt and pepper shakers. And then come back down, and this is next to the whatnot shelf is ribbon and a collage that my oldest daughter made for me for Mother's Day one year, and then a lamp with lots of Grandpa's necklaces hanging off of it, and a tag that I made for Irene's challenge quite a few years ago. More little whatnots and naturals, what I call them, mushrooms and rocks and shells. And I have a hand here that I made that, I don't know, it has a monkey on its thumb and a bracelet that I made a long time ago. And my thread holder is there. And then we are down to the table, which holds all of the books that I made that hold my embossing folders, my regular size embossing folders. I have a box that I made and some buttons that I made. Let's see if I don't get too much, get out of the light. There's some big buttons that I made. So they're like as big as my hand. Not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I just had fun making them. And a big rock. And then the boxes that I made. Down below my table is, under here is a plastic box full of foam shapes. On the bottom is a vintage, just a vintage cabinet of some sort, came out of a factory or something, that has, these are like copies of all of the texture plates that I have and stencils and that type of thing, and it says where they are in the art room. That was a long time ago. It's definitely not up to date, but I just love this cabinet. It is so cool. And in the bottom few drawers I have some stencils, this is where I thought that I could keep them when I started collecting stencils. And but I love stencils, so I have stencils kind of everywhere. But I just love that box. I love to use old things like that. And then next to that, oops, I'm sorry, that's my daughter's bead drawer, and then a couple of great big books that are like 18 inches by 18 inches that I'm going to use just to do some art in. And next to that is my flower basket. I have a big container under there, and when I get my flowers I just put them in there, and when I need flowers to use I just go and cut them off. So right next to those is my tripod. And so this is the first section that I'm going to show you. And this is as you walk into my art room. And that's what it looks like. And that really is pretty much just decorative, even though I do use some storage. Mostly just my pretty place. I do actually decorate all over my room. I mean, I just have things I like to look at because that's how I like to do it. And behind this curtain here, which is the other side of the bookcase when we came in, this one I didn't really do anything with. This is crayons, chalk, things for the kids to play with. And then down below that is all of my tools. more tools below that, and then my paints. I have spray paints on that shelf, and then house paints on the very bottom, and cleaners and that type of thing. So this is the first section of my art room, and on top of that I also have my stencil cutter, my just all sorts of things. These are some molds for soap. That's hot glue sticks and hot glue gun. That is some carving tools and carving gloves, because don't carve without gloves on. I've learned that twice. Some more molds for soap, and crayon things for the kids, and then my wood burning tools here. So that's the first section. I'll be back to show you the second section just shortly. And, well, I don't know, today or tomorrow. I guess that's the best that I can say, because I need to get this uploaded first before I do another one. But thank you very much for coming and watching this part of my video. And if you enjoyed it, the next part will be my stencil bookcase, or not my stencils, my clear stamps, which is the whole reason that I had to redo my art room in the first place, was because I got too many clear stamps and needed a larger shelf to hold those binders. So that will be the next, will be my stamps, office storage, and actually my stencils are in there, my jelly plate, and that type of thing. So I'll be back in a while. Thank you very much. I hope you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.